If you click on the link I gave you, it will lead you to the library, the main page of the library, and there's a database called Building Code of Australia via Queensland Building Services. And if you click on the link, and it will lead you to the full version of the Building Code of Australia. Well, I do think you have to, provide your username and your password for this. Otherwise, you don't have the authority to have access to the Building Code of Australia. There are two parts. The volume 1 is Building Code of Australia Class 2 to Class 9 buildings, which is not the focus of this course because we are focusing on housing, and that is volume 2, which is Building Code of Australia housing provisions, and you can find general requirements, performance provisions, and these parts are what we're going to use in this course, and of course what you should focus on. In assignment 1, question 1, in your locality, outline the process you would have taken when seeking approval for the construction for a new 250 square meter house and 18 square meter shed. Include a blank copy of any stationery required to complete your objective. And that is the reason why I have put that important notes there. You have to refer to the regulations in your state or territory. These regulations must be used in conjunction with the BCE, to find out what are the regulations that you need to comply in order to apply for a license or a certification. In the BCE, you need to comply with the performance requirements before you want to apply for a certificate or a license. And compliance with the performance requirements can only be achieved by first complying with the deemed to satisfy provisions, or B, formulating an alternative solution. It can either comply with the performance requirements or is shown to be at least equivalent to the deemed to satisfy provisions. Or C, it can be a combination of both A and B. I will show you how to find the deemed to satisfy provisions or the performance requirements in the BCA. In the web page of the Building Code of Australia, if you type in the search here and you're going to find the deemed to satisfy provisions for different sections, such as performance of external walls in fire and fire hazard properties. And if we return back to the main page, and you're going to find performance provisions here, section 2, under Building Code of Australia housing provisions. And if you click on expand, you will find the damp and weatherproofing, fire safety, house. And you will find safe movement and access and energy efficiency under the performance provision. And that's the part you must comply with before you can apply for a certificate or license. So now we're moving on to the assessment. I'm sure all of you, cares this part more than the other. And in assignment 1, question 1, and I have explained it, and it is related to this topic. And after this topic, and I think you can start on preparing for this question. And in assessment 3, activity 1, using ABS data, plotting a monthly chart showing Australian private housing approvals seasonally adjusted for 2010. And what does seasonally adjusted mean? And I want to, highlight the importance of assignment 3. Assessment 3 is a workbook, and you need to pass the workbook before you can pass the course. So let's say you get 50 for assessment 1 and assessment 2, you got a total of 50, and which enables you to pass the course. And when you feel that you can pass the course, you did not submit assessment 3, and I'm telling you, you're failing the course because the assessment 3 is a must pass in order to pass the course. So it is very important for you to do assessment 3, and please start early so you can pass the assessment 3 in order to pass the course. That is all for this week, and if you have any question, just post it on the general forum of the Moodle site, and I will respond 24 hours maximum. So have a nice week. I'll see you next week.